guys, it's Adria, and for today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys some tips about starting YouTube. So I feel like I've answered this question a bit in the past with like Q&As and such, with people asking for advice with starting YouTube, but today I'm going to talk about the key things that you need to start your own YouTube channel. One of the things I hear the most from people when I talk to them about, how I do YouTube and things like that, they're like, oh, well, I don't really have a nice camera. You don't need one. All you need is lighting. Lighting is more important than a camera. I cannot stress that enough. There are so many people that are so fixated on having the best camera on the market, spending thousands of dollars on a good camera. No, you don't need to. A camera can come later. If you go back to my early videos on my channel, I filmed with my iPhone, I filmed with my laptop, and that's really all you need to get started is just anything that can record. Even if it's a potato, just film. It's fine. Eventually, I got a camcorder. I would recommend a camcorder because they do have the rotatable screen and that helps you with positioning your camera right. I just filmed with a Sony Handycam. It was roughly around like $250, something like that, but I got it as a birthday present. And yeah, I feel like my videos are relatively good quality for a not so expensive camera. I feel like for $250, this is pretty good quality. And I also have my little GoPro, which I would definitely recommend getting. It makes a good vlog camera. This little case is like waterproof, can go underwater. It's really small. It's easy to film in public and not be so like embarrassed if you're embarrassed of filming in public, because that can be a little awkward. So lighting equipment can be expensive. It can be. It depends on how much you're willing to put into your videos. My umbrella lights that I usually use to film, I'm using one right now, roughly around like $30, $40 for like a set of two, which is not that bad. The bulbs are like 20 bucks. So I really only film with the one umbrella light or natural lighting. That is what I used for the first 3+ years of my channel. I only got lighting last year. But even with having lighting equipment, sometimes I still go back to the old-fashioned way of just using the good old sun out the window. Pull up your blinds. There's always the risk of your neighbors seeing you, which is kind of why I wanted to get some lighting equipment. Sometimes my neighbors would see me filming outside and that's a little awkward. So after you have something to film with and lighting, practice your editing. You are not gonna be the best editor in the world. I look back at my videos from a few years ago and I'm like, oh my gosh, like this editing, girl, you're sloppy. You will get better. You will get better as you practice. I post videos 3 times a week, so that's 3 times in a week that I'm using editing software and practicing that. So I was editing a video last night. I was so tired. I didn't really feel like editing, but I just started doing it, and before I knew it, the video was completely done. And so it becomes so effortless after you practice for a while. So I've been doing this for a bit. The more you do it, the better you will get. Don't be so hard on yourself at first. If you're new to editing software, new to film, new to everything, you will get better at it. I think for standard YouTube videos like what I do, iMovie is perfectly fine for that. Final Cut Pro is more for like flashy music video-y style, things like that. So iMovie is really standard, pretty easy. I feel like a monkey could use iMovie. A tip for editing is don't use overwhelming music. If I click on a video and there's super loud music in the background, I can't focus on what the person's saying. Having background music, like that's fine. Sometimes it gives the video a bit more like oomph to it, it keeps people like, into it, but you don't want the music to overpower what you're saying is what I'm saying. Let's do an example real quick. Hi guys, my name is Adria. You see what I'm saying? It's distracting. Here's my #1 tip. If you get nothing else out of this video, take this with you wherever you go. Energy is everything on YouTube. It is absolutely everything. What do all top YouTubers have in common? All of them. Energy. You don't want to watch somebody sitting there like, hi guys, so yeah. Bottom line, if you're not into it, the audience won't be into it, and it is very obvious. I will watch videos and I'll be like, oh, seems like they're a little off today, and that's all right. We're not all 100% of the time. There are days I should film a video. It's like, oh, I really need a video for next week, so I should probably film today since I have nothing else going on. I won't film because I won't be into it. I'm not feeling this. I'm not filming this. I'm not filming this. There was one day I was gonna sit down and film a reaction video. I was gonna film me reacting to my old videos, which I still will do, by the way. I was about to film it and I just couldn't do it. I had my equipment all set up, everything, had the camera on, I was all ready. I just couldn't bring myself to do it. I was like, you know what? Like, I'm not feeling this, so I'll do it some other time. And sometimes you gotta be bold enough to be like, hey, I'm not feeling this, so I'm not gonna do it right now. There'll be times I'll be doing like something cool, something fun. I'll be like, oh my gosh, I could totally vlog this right now. But I'll be like, you know, not really into it. So I'm not gonna. Yeah, I filmed videos where, you know, it was talking about more deep emotional things and, you know, I wasn't always upbeat. But if that's the mood of the video, that's different. Do YouTube only if you enjoy it. Period. Only if you enjoy it. I have talked to so many people when they ask me about my channel, ask me about YouTube, they're like, oh my gosh, like how do you stick with it? How do you do it? Because I like doing it. If you like doing something, you won't fall off of it. You know what I mean? It's like when you binge watch a TV show, it's like, oh my gosh, how did you watch all that? Because you enjoyed it, right? If you like something, it'll be easy. So for me, keeping up with YouTube is easy because I like it. And that brings me to being consistent, okay? Even back when I only had like 200 or so subscribers, maybe even less than that, I put myself on a schedule with when I'm filming, when I'm editing, and when I'm posting. I eventually figured out my schedule, my posting days, all of that. So I just stayed very scheduled with it, and you have to be consistent. You know, if you're only posting like once every month or so, once every 3 months, people are gonna fall off. You will lose them. When YouTubers stop posting, people forget about them and they find somebody else. And I always say quality over quantity. You don't wanna be like, all right, I'm gonna post every single day of the week at first. You know, that might be a bit much. There are YouTubers that put out consistently good content every single day, and that's because it's their full-time job. I would rather watch somebody that only posts once a week, but it's a really good quality video, than somebody that posts every single day and they're clearly running out of video ideas. You know what I mean? You're not gonna get views right away. And this was something that was a little hard for me when it was like, oh my gosh, I spent all this time filming and editing this. I thought that this was a good video. You feel like you spent so much time, so much effort, so much work, and then you just don't get the views. People don't comment. You don't get any more subscribers. You just kind of at a standstill. It's gonna be like that for a while. And that is not anything abnormal. I didn't just wake up one day with 85,000 subscribers. That's not what happened. It's a process. You don't just wake up one day with thousands of subscribers, you build it. It's like building a wall. You gotta start from the bottom and work up. And I think that's the reason that a lot of people fall off with YouTube, because it doesn't build as fast as they were hoping. That's like walking into your first job part-time at McDonald's and expecting by next week to be the assistant manager. Like, no, you gotta work your way to the top. Like in any other job, you gotta work your way up. Another thing that is super important is jotting down your ideas, okay? I jot down my ideas in my notes on my phone. I have a whiteboard on my wall with ideas as well as my posting schedule, and I jot down ideas in a notebook. I just have multiple places where I can jot down ideas as I think of them. Sometimes I'll be out in public and I'll think of something, put it in my phone. Sometimes I'll just be chilling at home, I'll think of something, oh, I'll write it on my whiteboard. Have places to write down ideas, because one day you're gonna wanna just sit down and film something and you'll be like, oh, what should I film? It helps. It really does help. Something that really helps me for videos that are styled kind of like this, where it's like there's multiple points to the video, is jotting down the important parts of what you want to say. Jotting down things that you don't want to miss in the video. For this video, you know, I spent a good hour writing down things that I didn't want to forget to say. Like, say you're gonna do a story time video. Jot down key important parts to the story that people would feel like they're missing something if you didn't include it, you know, because you will forget things. I've filmed an entire video, gone to edit it, and I'll be like, oh my gosh, like I was totally missing a part right there. Writing things down and kind of just glancing over every couple minutes to be like, oh, did I miss anything here? And I really only started doing this recently. My older videos, like telling stories and stuff like that, I wasn't referencing from anywhere. I feel like I missed a lot of key parts to important things that I probably wouldn't have missed if I had written things down. So another thing is to practice talking to yourself. There's nobody else in this apartment with me right now besides the cat. I'm here by myself. I'm literally sitting in a living room talking to a camera. You need to be comfortable with doing that. There are lots of people that find that really awkward. I remember like filming videos with my mom and she'll just be like, how do you do this? Like, this is so weird. You get used to it. I mean, I've always felt comfortable on camera, but not to the point where I am now. But it's not gonna come that easy for everybody. You know, if after a few months you're like, oh my gosh, like I'm just not comfortable on camera, That's okay. Not everybody gets comfortable with talking on camera. It's something that you just have to practice. I find something that helps me is to practice talking in the mirror. And it sounds super weird, but you know what? It really does help me if I just like practice talking to myself in the mirror. Even if you have to film multiple takes of one line on your camera, that's what editing's for, honey. Something that I kind of suck at, and I've always kind of sucked at on YouTube, is networking. Finding other channels around the same amount of subscribers, amount of views as yours, and networking with them. But I've seen other YouTubers do, and that's how I've discovered other YouTubers, and I find that that's really important to get your channel out there. That's something personally that I struggle with, kind of with the whole social anxiety thing, where I'm just like, oh my gosh, they probably won't want to collab with me. I kind of keep to myself. They probably wouldn't be interested. That's something I need to work on, but you know, if you have like 150 subscribers and you find a channel with like 200, it's like, oh hey, want a shout out for shout out. Things like that can really help, and you know, those subscribers may come over to you. And that also is important with networking with people that are kind of similar to you, because let's say you're a gamer and you want to network with somebody that does cooking videos. Some of those subscribers may subscribe to you, but they might be like, oh, I thought this was going to be another similar channel, but this channel is completely different. So you want to find people that are similar. Don't post something you aren't proud of. Absolutely don't post something you are not proud of. I have videos from like years ago where I'm just like, oh my gosh, Adria, but at the time I was proud of it, and that's what matters. You know, obviously looking back on it, everybody looks back on stuff from years ago and they're like, oh my gosh, I was so nerdy, it was so weird. But if you were proud of it at the time, that's all that matters. If you aren't proud of something, delete it. You need to be proud of what you put out. As soon as entertainers and singers and things like that, as soon as they start settling just to put something out, the quality goes down and their audience goes down and their fans go down and things like that. You want to be proud of everything that you do. It helps to have Instagram, Twitter, Tumblr, Facebook, other places where your viewers can follow you, because you're not going to be posting on YouTube 24/7. So people are going to be like, oh, you know, I wonder what they're up to. If they can go find you on Instagram or follow you on Twitter, so you just tweeted something 20 minutes ago, that makes them feel more connected to you, and that's gonna make them look forward to watching your next video. Editing thumbnails has really helped me, I feel, with getting people to click on my videos, because sometimes I'll edit a cool thumbnail and I'll be like, oh my gosh, I would totally click on that if I was somebody else and not myself. Edit your thumbnails. Don't go crazy with it though. Sometimes it can be a little tempting to want to edit the crap out of it, make it look cool, put a bunch of stickers on, make it look crazy. Less is more in that case. I find that my thumbnails that look simple get more views, and posing for a thumbnail throughout the video really helps. And to conclude this video, all I can say to you is don't give up. Do not give up. Do not let haters get to you. Don't let anything stop you from doing it. And as long as you are doing it because you enjoy it, that's all that matters. Don't do it to make money. Don't do it to be the next Shane Dawson, Tyler Oakley, whatever. Don't do it to be the next YouTube star. Do it because you're like, this looks like fun. This looks cool. I want to do this. And do it because you genuinely enjoy doing it. And I feel like I've said this before. I could wake up tomorrow and all my subscribers be gone. I would still be doing YouTube 100%. Not for the money, not for the views, not for any of that, but because I like sitting down and filming and editing and posting. I get enjoyment out of that. And that is what YouTube is about. And don't listen to haters. You're gonna get haters, but you know what? Haters make you successful. People are gonna hate on you. People are gonna leave hate comments. People are gonna judge you. Your videos suck. You should quit YouTube, delete your channel. People are gonna dislike your videos, but you know what that means? You're doing something that makes other people upset because they are not doing it. And I know that sounds like so like cliche to just say, oh, they're jealous, but they are. Maybe they're jealous of your happiness, of the amount of subscribers you have. They're jealous that you're comfortable talking on camera. They're jealous of my little panda sitting on my couch. I don't know what they're jealous of, but they're jealous of something. Either that, or they just have really crappy lives and they find enjoyment in hating other people. Either way, that is not your bad, that is them. For a while, I didn't get hate on my videos. You know, for a while, everything was relatively good on my videos, but then I started to get hate, and that's when my views started to go up. That's when my subscribers started to go up. So once you start getting hated on, it's like, hey, you know, good for me. What's that saying? It's like good attention or bad attention, it's still attention. that's something to remind yourself of, you know, even if somebody's leaving a hate comment, they still took the time to leave a comment on your video, so come at me, haters. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and let me know in the comments below if you are thinking of starting a YouTube channel and if any of these tips helped. And if you have any further tips that you could contribute, feel free to leave those in the comments below as well. And if you're not already, be sure to subscribe because I put out videos 3 times a week. And I love you guys so much, and you make being a YouTuber so much more rewarding, you know, when I get comments and that you guys enjoyed the video and that you guys got something out of it, that really means a lot to me. So I really enjoy seeing your guys' feedback. I do read all of my comments, so whether I reply or not, just know I've seen it. Thank you guys so much for being there and supporting me. Yeah, I will see you guys again real soon. Until then, panda hugs. I love you guys. Bye!